All right, y'all. So it's 1 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. Okay, because now it ain't Tuesday no more. I'm just coming from Taco Tuesday. What y'all know about Taco Tuesday, okay? But on some serious note, on a serious note, okay? I'm getting ready to investigate. It's been talks about kids missing from Virginia, teens. Okay. Um, and as I'm looking it up, four pics come up of these teens. Children missing are ages, I would say anywhere to 14 to 17. Two are particularly missing from Fairfax, Virginia. One went missing on August 9th, the other one on July 22nd. The one on August 9th is Jakari Callahan. July 22nd is um, Justice Birch. Okay. Um, Callahan was 15, Justice Birch was 14. Callahan is a boy, and Justice Birch is a girl, 14. Okay. Outside of that, August 10th, Yvonne Hayes, 17. And June 8th, Aaliyah Rustin, 16. Okay. All right. All African American descent. Still missing. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that a little suspicious? Okay. Moving forward, I want to look into it because it's like from they say June of 2025 to recent is just so many missing teens and kids. Where are they? Okay. So that's what I'm going to look into now to see where they are. Particularly Yvonne Hayes, Jakari Hallahan, Justice Birch, Aaliyah Rustin. We're going to find out, get some clues, figure out where these kids are. Protect these kids. Protect your kids. Look into their social media. See who they're commingling, what the conversations are like, where they're going. Put some GPSs on these kids, either through their phones or even really physical Apple. Okay, those little things you can put them in their hair, sew them in their hair. We have to start getting really savvy as far as like how we're tracking our kids. I don't have any kids, but I do have a 24-year-old. I don't wish to go into a lot, but let's just say that social media back in the days played a big part in um, some things that has happened to her. Okay, so this is like near and dear to my heart. Okay, she is safe and she is alive. I'm blessed, but that's not the case for everybody and their kids. Okay, so this is like, yeah, like I said, near and dear to my heart. So I look into it and I want to see what's going on with the kids, where they're at, and we can kind of get some insight. And then people always say, like, do you believe in this terror shit? And like to me, I feel like it's the closest thing we have to a scenario. Okay. Um being able to get some insight. Nothing in life, literally, not even the birth control you take, is 100%. Should not even your baby father and your baby mother is 100%. One thing's for sure and two things for certain. The only thing that's guaranteed is we're going to live and we are going to die. That's a fact. Okay? That's the only thing that's 100%. Okay? Take note. But moving forward, yeah, we're gonna look into this. I want to see where the kids are at, if we can get some type of clues to figure out what's going on and why all these kids are missing from Virginia. Particularly a lot of them are African Americans, and maybe whatever's happening with them, people feel like because they are of a minority descent that people are not necessarily going to go so hard as for looking for them. Also, Celeste Rivas, we still don't have anybody that has been charged for her unaliving. And even to the point where people are like curious to see, to figure out if it even was an unaliving. I mean, like, did she put herself in the Tesla? Are you serious? Sometimes you read some shit and you just really be saying stuff like, are you fucking serious? You shitting me or kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, it was that even a question if she was unalive? Because even if she had overdosed, they could have took her to the hospital to try to save her. Definitely put her in the trunk. Didn't give her a chance. So even if you didn't unalive somebody, but you put them in a position not to get help, that is to me equal. Very much, okay? But that's just me. I want to see what's going on with these kids. Yvonne Hayes, 17. Jakari Callahan, 15. Justice Birch, 14. And Aaliyah Rustin, 16. Two missing from Fairfax, Virginia. Where are you guys? Like, already? Fishing for comments. I feel like somebody should be looking in their comments on their social medias. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Allegra gave us 3. Moves in silence. Getting secret pack. Nobody has any facts. People are making up lies. Hustling. Focus. Money. Getting to it. I don't like to hear that when it's concerning kids and money and hustling is not a good look. So everybody leading towards X trafficking. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Can you hear me? Where are you guys? Wasting time? Stuck? No, I see no changes, but I read no charges. Limited. But this whole situation wasn't addressed in a timely manner, but wasting time I got. What's going on? Where are you guys? Obsessive lover, dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, passiveness, karma. Fishing for comments, clarify that. Fishing for comments. Like money keeps coming up. Even Lego gave us 3. So fishing for comments. Look for negativity. Just people saying things in the kids' comments that is like not making any sense. Just talking about stuff not even on topic. Children's services, kids at risk being taken. All right, neglect, abuse, bankrupt. Okay, I see a man's arm there, but particularly somebody that probably drinks beer cans. Moves in silence. Moves in silence. Clarify that. Move in silence. Moves in silence. What? 3 more. Thank you, Allegra. Moves in silence. Drama starter. I got something about a school teacher though, with the red curtains that you see in the school plays. Running. Children being chased after. Haters on spiritual light, magic power, spiritual hater. Whoever this person is that's abducting them, they are an atheist. They don't have any spiritual backbone, meaning that they don't believe in God, they don't believe in Jesus. They don't have any type of spiritual connection to them at all. They merely exist. No facts clarify that, Alegua? No facts what? No facts concerning these children. You know what? And Lego keeps giving us three, which is like the second time. He don't really give me like three back to back like that. Facts what? Facts. No facts about what? Money keeps coming up. Like I told you. I don't like that. Fake flexing. Money. Dirty offer. Yeah, it's given very much X trafficking. Dirty offer. Hustling. Clarify. Hustling. Why is hustling in here? Concerning kids. Why is hustling in here? Why is hustling in here? Broke ass. Person uses kids because they are broke. And that's how they make their money. Anything else? Clarify. Wasting time. Wasting time. Wasting time meaning what? A lot of people just wasting time on the gossiping, on the refraining, on the memories of the kids, and not doing enough investigation. Spend that same time that people are doing basically spreading the news, making shit go viral, to actually trying to actually find them. Okay. Reflecting. Okay. Like looking back at what happened, like keep on making like all these kids are missing. I don't want to hear anything about all these kids. If it was your kid, would you want them to be clustered? No, you wouldn't. Meaning that they need to start being dissected, okay, and not put into a cluster of missing kids, because that's where the message is getting lost. It's getting lost in the fact that everybody keeps clustering these kids and they are in the fucking visuals, okay, that are missing or not. Okay. Obsessive lover, clarify that, Elegua. Okay. Somebody that's known as Big Daddy. Okay, definitely is a male involved in this. Power figure. Very successful, very manipulating, very narcissistic, very conniving. Owns a business, very rich and stable. Of course, he's very rich. I mean, he makes money off the kids, allegedly. Okay. Um, Legal issues, court judge, immigration lawyers. Okay. Okay. So this person also could be in the legal system, could be a judge, going under the authority of somebody who, and that's the thing, and that's what we got to be real careful as far as like who we put in authority. Because as soon as you got that badge, we trust you because we're supposed to trust you. When you get put over a cop, you might get scared of what you got pulled over, but you never say to yourself, am I going to be abducted? Because this is a cop. So it's a trustworthy person in the community. Okay. I want to look into who's Big Daddy. This person could be an Aquarius, an Aries, a Cancer, a Scorpio, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. Ages for this man could be 51, older. Look, it gives 51. It gives 51. 32, 23, 21, 64, 46, 63, 36, 64, 64, 46, and 65, 56. Older. But I this person must have help on somebody that's younger also. I hate to say I hate to say that is leading, it's literally leading towards ex trafficking. Literally. What's the news with Big Daddy? How did he even get into this type of power and control, and how did he even get into this? What are we gonna know about this guy? Look, and this keeps on coming up. Bankruptcy, repo, penny pinching. Okay. Very financially distressed, this man, but he's supposed to be a business owner. Somebody's people supposed to trust is in the legal system somehow. Cop, lawyer, something in legal could work. Oh God. Mm, I got ICE. I got works for ICE, and is literally using that position, working for ICE, and knowing how these kids are actually being snatched from their parents, but they're not only snatching. Whoo, they're not only snatching immigrants anymore, immigrant children, and children are children. But do we look at it like that? I remember when the first ICE round happened, and there's literally still children still missing from that round, the first round, first Trump presidential rounding, okay, of the children through ICE, right? And here we go now, another round, right? These children are missing, but they're none of them are of Mexican descent. They're all Americans. They're all born here. Okay. But I feel like somebody in that authority, okay, connected to ICE is using the method, okay, of pushing these kids through ICE. That's what I got. Okay. Anything else we should know about Big Daddy? Look into ICE. Look into ICE. Are these kids being fingerprinted as they're being pushed through there? No. Why not? Why are we not fingerprinting these kids? Why are we not taking a print of the bottom of their feet? Why are we just collecting these kids? But there's no real hard, right, connection to how we can identify them. Do they even have dental records? Okay. Anything else we should know about Big Daddy? Wow. I got that as clear as day, like ICE. Person of authority that works for ICE. Child services, works through them child services, having financial problems and using these kids. Quick getaway, the runner escaping. This person is clumsy. They're going to get caught. This man is clumsy. That's what I got from that. He's going to get caught. How many of these kids are going to be found out of 4? We got 9, right? And then the 4. So these 4 kids are actually connected to 5 more kids. There's 5 more kids connected with these kids. Okay, so the list goes on, but I got 9 in total. What else we gotta know about Big Daddy? Detective. Yeah, this person is definitely in the legal system. I got ICE. I'm not backing down from that neither. I'm standing 10 toes down on that. Works for ICE. Cold hearted, dark eyes, doesn't have a soul. Broke ass. Using these kids. Anything else we gotta know about Big Daddy? Anything else we gotta know about him to help us find these kids? Anything else we gotta know about him? Anything else we gotta know about him? Masculine, big guy, big, okay, buff, business owner, big ick energy, big ick energy. It scares me so much. Anything else you want to know about him? I know it. Like, I got X trafficking from the beginning. I got X trafficking out the gate. Lastly, anything else in these cards? Because we're going to get to find out who he is. That's what we're looking for. Could play basketball or have been into sports. Can we get Alegua? Can we get some initials for this guy? It's more than one. V. Victor. That makes sense. Okay, he's Hispanic. He's Hispanic. L. That one came flying. S. Salvador. B. I. And W. William. Okay. Anything else we gotta know about this guy? Anything else? Check ICE. These kids have been deemed, they got picked up. And okay, for instance, I'm gonna show you for example, right? It was an ICE truck, right? And you used to these ICE truck picking up people. You don't think nothing of it. There must be immigrants in there. But this guy is picking them up, and he's under the disguise of ICE, even if he's not necessarily with ICE, but he wears a vest that has ICE on the back and is picking up these kids, and nobody's blinking a freaking eye because it's more so like, oh, that's just ICE picking up people. Who cares? Right? They're indispensable. How you say reverse uno? It's okay when immigrant kids, right? So called, are being picked up. Nobody like blinks an eye, right? But what happens when it's reverse uno? Now it's American kids, and this is a Spanish person. Okay, so he can have a vendetta actually working under ICE and saying to himself, "Oh, you're gonna pick up my kind, right? Because that's what I got, a Spanish guy. Well, I'm gonna pick up your kind." Okay, somehow, some way, he was in it with the ICE, and then the switch switched in his mind, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna pick up your American kids now, and I'm gonna deport them." Okay, and people are gonna trust me because I have the ICE jacket and I have the van that typically picks up the ICE, right? Which will be the immigrants. But this person, you have a it reminds me of the movie Juice when Tupac was with the crew and then Tupac switched on his own people. Okay, that's what it's giving. But the agenda is you're deporting my people, so now I'm going to deport your people. Clock it. Clock it. Okay, ICE has to be looked into for this. Declutter, let go of old items, create a new sacred space for yourself. Right. He has a particular space he keeps them. And I'm like, how is that even possible for them to slip through the cracks? Did somebody not say like these kids look African American, or are you saying that they're Haitians or they're from another country and that's why they're being deported even though they don't look like Mexicans? Okay, clock it. allegedly. But this is what the card is saying. Anything else about Mr. Big Daddy? Mr. William, ICE, going broke, ex trafficking kids, using ICE. These kids are still alive. These kids, all four of them are. How many of them are alive? 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of those 9 group, only 8 are alive now. 1 got unalived. What else about Big Daddy that we need to know? It keeps on coming out. Abundance, money, just a lot of money. Deception, false illusions, right? Exactly. Somebody who claims to be something that they're not. Moving on, and they move them. They move them a lot. They move them around. They don't stay in one place. They move them around. Okay, they're being moved around. Anything else? Let's talk about what else about Big Daddy. What else we need to know? Then we moved around. Law of attracting thoughts become things. Person just snapped, lost his mind. Eventually, he's on the other side. He's no longer removing immigrants because of them being illegal. Now this is just like his thoughts became things. His thoughts overwhelmed him, crashed out. That's why it's like hard if you're a legal Mexican citizen working for ICE. Can you imagine the toll it would take on you, even if you were here legally, for you to work for ICE and continue to be removing these kids, misplacing them? It could be easy to snap because you can see yourself in these people because of your own nationality. That's what I got. Clock it. Clock it. Why is it silence? I mean, it's obviously why it's silence, but why is it so hush hush? And they call him Big Daddy too. He has them call him Daddy, like their father, their new father. Accept this past current situations, walk through issues gracefully, and trains them, keeps them listening. I don't know how he's able to manage to keep these kids. How does how's how's he managing to keep these kids? What's the vibe? How is he managing to keep these kids in order? How's he managing to keep these kids in order? How's he managing to keep these kids in order? You know, can you imagine teens going through this? How's he managing to keep them in order? How's he managing to keep them in order? Breathe and let go. God, I hate, like, I'm scared to even say what I want to say. Um, Bringing back memories of something that happened to me. That's why. Allegedly, right? These kids are being suffocated, like they being suffocated, like tortured, and then like let go, right? Like putting a cover or a pillow over them, and then just like letting them go. Like, are you gonna behave? I won't do it again. Okay. But if you don't listen to me, like, I'll put this over your head again. It'll get worse every time. And that's actually how one of them actually unalived out of the 9. Suffocation. Just went too far, did it too long, or the person just caught a panic attack and couldn't come back. Okay. So it's torturing methods. Okay, and that makes sense because a lot of these confinement centers, you ever heard of washboarding, right? Or all of these different torture tactics to keep control of adults, right? Never mind kids. Okay, or in this case, teenagers, allegedly. Okay. All right, stuck, dead zone, frozen, so they make them feel like stuck, like you have nowhere to go. You are look how the person is looking. Let's see how this person is looking up, like in a box. You look up, you look right, you look left, you look down. You're in a box. You're stuck. You're not going anywhere. Like a caged animal, caged. How is he managing to keep control of these kids? Pray for these kids, Lord. I plead the blood of Jesus over these kids, God. May you get them safe home with their parents. And, they're making sure they get them at these ages where it's like, they're technically still teenagers, but some of them could, be giving like almost adult. Does that make sense? Because when you were 14, you're not too far from 18, okay? Yet you're still a child or teenager, like I said. What's the vibes? How is he holding on to these kids? What other tactics are being used? What other tactics are being used? He makes them wear all white too. He makes them wear all white. I got all white. Like padded rooms. All right. So the rooms that they're in, they don't look like this. It's all white. Padded rooms. Like when you put crazy people in. That's what I saw. Padded rooms. Can you imagine like being pushed in a padded room and it's all white, right? But in enters somebody in that padded room. Dark but true. Dark but true. How is he managing to keep these kids quiet? There's times where they actually have them watching some type of movies for laughter to keep some type of entertainment TVs. Like they have time, so they're not in this room all the time. Okay, when they do let them out to reward them, they have them watching these videos and funny movies to keep them happy and smiling. But not all of them are going for it. Not all of them are going for it. Also, there's a peeping Tom. So in one of the rooms, these padded rooms, there's like a little hole where people can actually watch. All right. Some decide to wear masks so they won't be seen by the teens, by the kids allegedly. Masks are worn. Some actually took a liking to some and kind of like have them as like raising them. Does that make sense? Like raising them. Like not this one. We're not gonna put this one in a padded room. This one's actually gonna come home with me. I'm gonna adopt it, but not a real adoption. Harboring. Okay. There's candle work done also around the kids. This place where these padded rooms are around are near rocks, waterfalls, water, like a like when you drive into there, you hear the waterfalls on the side. No one would ever think that whatever road, right? this leads to, okay, would be these type of acts that's going on behind closed doors. Very harmony place, like a retreat, someplace you just like. If the neighbors was a fire, they'll be like, so peaceful over there. Like I driven my car through that winding road I got, and it never dawned on me that when you made that right turn into that location, that these things were going on behind this wall. It's hidden. This location is hidden. Okay. As far as the one that got unalived out of the nine, because now lies eight. I need one initial for this child. I'm gonna look to see one initial for the one that's no longer here. We got two. A and S, S and A. I'm gonna look for that. What child is missing from Virginia that name starts with either S, last name A, or first name A, last name S. Clock it. And I'm gonna look. Man, I'll tell you, this world, the devil is well and alive. Well and alive. And I just got caught a really bad pain from here all the way up my left arm to the back of my neck. Lastly, what else we need to know? Any more clues? Death card came out. You have 5 skulls. So although we know one of the 9, we're looking at a death toll of 6. This is 5 skulls, including the one that we just talked about. Ages for these kids or teens. 14, 5, 7. They're getting younger. 6, 7, 8, 9. Possession, control, addiction. Some of them are being drugged up and held on chains, tied down with chains. Those are the ones who are incontrollable. The suffocating didn't work. The movies to make them laugh didn't work. Nothing didn't work to keep them controlled. So those are last resorts for those kids. Anything else? I want to ask how are we going to find them? Any other clues? Yeah. Which we got that actually also some of them are being, like I said, favored by others, waiting till they become of legal age to get married and make them legal. How are we going to find them? Let's get the tea. How are we gonna find them? How are we gonna find them? What's gonna take place, and how are we gonna find them? Scarcity tactics. The scarcity tactics that they're using, the suffocating them, the putting them on drugs, keeping them chained up. Eventually, that backfires somehow, some way. It's gonna be through the scarcity tactics. They up it, right? Just like everything. Ooh, just like everything else. Um, it's just like a DV, right? It escalates and escalates and escalates. So the abuse eventually escalates as well. Okay. And through that escalation is how it's going to be discovered. How else is going to be discovered? Give me two more cards. How are we going to find out what happened with them? Bad reputation. Somebody's going to be investigated into, and they're going to say, this person is part of law enforcement, but we did not know that this person had this and this and this and this and this on their record. That person is investigated by the FBI and looking into. How else? Lastly, we want to see if the kids have to say anything to their parents. Somebody falls asleep on the job, meaning that somebody falls asleep on guard. Somebody's supposed to be guarding one of these kids, and one of the kids slips through the cracks because somebody falls asleep on Happy Land, ignoring the kids. Okay. So we know how it's going to be discovered. We know how many's involved. So this is just some of many. This is giving group clustered. We're only talking about kids that are clustered together, and that's the reason why they're all coming out in one reading. What are some of the bad reputations that this person is going to have and be exploited for so the kids get found? This person actually probably cheats on their significant other, and their significant other actually knows about this and exposes them. Legal paperwork. The paperwork isn't paperworking. Eventually, um, somebody tries to clock one of the kids in as an illegal immigrant, and then a red flag goes up like, why is this American child here? Slips somebody somehow some way slipped through the cracks. Legal paperwork. Anything else lastly? Then like I said, we're gonna see what the kids gotta say to the parents. Yeah, doing research, learning more, gaining insight. They're actually on to whoever this person is already, the FBI. Just so y'all know. Is there anything the kids want to say lastly? Ice. Can't make that shit up. Is there anything the kids want to say lastly? Told y'all ice. Told y'all. Umbrella. It rains a lot. Rainforest. Stop signs. A lot of stop signs over here. Like not really lights, just a lot of stop signs. Rural area. Rope. Rope came out as well. Quarter came out. Well, they're gonna find them in the next 3 months, quarter of the year. We're in the last quarter of 2025. They're gonna find them soon. This is gonna crack soon. Rabbits, like I said, very rural area. There's a lot of rabbits around. They're giving us clues, y'all. They're giving us clues. Heart. One of them actually was used for harvesting a heart. I don't know. I said it's 6, right? The last 5 came up out of nowhere. There's a train around it too. It's a railroad, cross railroads. You know, railroad crossing around there. Lastly, so Google Virginia Railroad Crossing, Fairfax, Virginia. Where's the railroad crossing? How far is this from Fairfax, the railroad crossing? 6, 7, 10 miles. Close. 10 miles. It's close. Okay, Allegro gave us 3. Actually, it's 4 here. It's a lot of animals. It's an apple tree. Apple tree. F for frog. So we got frog. We got rabbit. We have penguin. And then we have ball. Rope came out again. It ends there. This was a lot for even me. That's what I got, y'all. Lastly, how is this gonna turn out? Let's pull 3 cards from them. How's this gonna turn out? When are they gonna find the kids? When? I know we just the end of the quarter. Six, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12 in December. 5, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 and 6, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Not December. Last quarter. Like I said, there's water around there. The children are underground. See that? The children are underground. See how everybody's above and they're under there? Underground. Water is around them. Pebbles, remember, remember the pebbles that came out? Like something that you see when you go to a spa. Okay? I did see that. Here you go. Pebbles. Pebbles, right? At the feet. Let's bring these kids back home. I don't really have anything else to say after this. Something that I wanted to do. I feel like I got what I needed. And this was very clear because the first card that came out, ice. See you on the other side.